Alright, now we are on to our next problem regarding fluid dynamics or fluid flows. Let's read the problem. Assume a conduit shown has inside diameters of 12 inches and 18 inches at sections 1 and 2 respectively. If water is flowing at the conduit at a velocity of 16.6 feet per second in section 2, find the velocity at section 1. So we have a conduit. Yung section 1 has a smaller diameter. So let's draw it. Oops. Smaller diameter. Okay. And at section 2, it has a relatively larger diameter of 18 inches. So mas malaki yung diameter sa section 2. And let's just connect that. Sabihin that's our conduit. Ayan, kunyari yan, yan. Okay, this is section 1. This is section 2. And our diameter for section 1 is 12 inches. Diameter for section 1 is 12 inches. And the diameter for section 2 is 18 inches. Yan, mas maganda i-drawing natin so we could visualize it better. If water is flowing at the conduit at a velocity, so given a velocity sa section 2 which is 16.6 feet per second, we are asked to find the velocity at section 1. Volume flow rate at section 1 which is Q1. The volume flow rate at section 2, Q sub 2. And the weight flow rate. Let's solve this problem. Very basic ulit. Substitute lang. So, using the continuity equation, yung volume flow rate na papasok dito at section 1 must be equal to the volume flow rate at section 2. Since we have this is an incompressible flow, since we have a liquid, which in particular is water. So, using the continuity equation, which is volume flow rate at section 1 is equal to the volume flow rate at section 2, and we know that volume flow rate is equal to area times velocity. This is for section 1, and area and the velocity for section 2. And we need to find V1, V sub 1, or velocity 1. So, basically, the area here is a circle, and the area on section 2 is a circle as well. So, our formula for the area is simply pi over 4 times the diameter. Let's convert that to feet. So, divide that by 12 para maging feet. Oh, pwedeng di na pala. Because it will just cancel out, right? 12 inches yung unang diameter. Mas maliit. That should be squared. V1, the missing variable. And our area 2 is also a circle with a relatively larger diameter na 18 inches. Squared. And our given yung velocity sa section 2, which is 16.6 feet per second. As you can see, the pi over 4 will just cancel out. This one, as well as the units for inches squared, cancel out, where we will be left with 6 feet per second. And pressing that enter calculator, ang ating velocity sa section 1 dito is equal to 37.35. That should be in feet per second. This is our first answer. And we are also asked to find Q1 and Q2. Alright. Now, substituting the value of V to our formula for Q, our formula for Q once again is Q is equal to the volume flow rate is equal to the cross-sectional area times the velocity. Now we got that velocity and meron naman tayong diameter, which is 12. Let's solve. Pi over 4 times, let's make that feet. Divide that by 12 para maging feet, cancel yung inches. And square that para maging area. Times the velocity of 37.35. That is in feet per second. The resulting unit is cubic feet per second. And pressing that into your calculator once again, you will arrive with the value of 29.33. 29.33 cubic feet per second, or simply CFS. Alright, that is our volume flow rate at section 1. But we know that Q1 is equal to Q2, so it's not necessary to solve for Q2. It's just also equal to the volume flow rate we've obtained at section 1. Q2 is equal to Q1, which is equal to 29.33 cubic feet per second. This is our another answer. If you guys want to check, you could still check. Okay. And finally, we are asked to find the weight flow rate. So our formula once again for volume, for the weight flow rate is gamma times area times the velocity. Our gamma for water in the English units is approximately 62.4 pound per cubic feet. And again, our cross-sectional area, but we know that this is Q, diba? This is equal to Q. It doesn't really matter if Q2 or Q1 kasi equal lang naman. So let's just multiply that to Q para mas madali. We will not write the area and the velocity because it's simply equal to Q, our volume flow rate, which is 29.33 cubic feet per second. And our resulting unit must be weight flow rate, that is pound per second. And in putting that into your calculator, you will arrive with the value of 1830.19. 1830.19. That is in pounds per second. Are we clear? Ayan. Very good, guys. So that's all for this problem. We're pretty basic. We'll work our way up to much complex and harder problems along the way. So mas maganda na susundan natin yung fundamental formulas para hindi tayo mahirapan pagdating sa mga complex problems. So that's all for this problem. Right.